Hi, welcome to homework day 3 for week 3. Here we go. We are going to do NSR level 4 today. There is a video below, so pause this, go practice through NSR level 4, and then come back to me. Okie dokie, so here we are. Welcome back. We are going to complete page 16 of our workbook. All right, this is what it looks like. The heading at the top is missing on my sheet because of my printer, but here it is. All right, we're making a note ladder. We went over this in class, but we're going to go over it again together. Now, let me tell you, the answers are actually on, I think, 2 pages before this. So there are answers that you can go look at, but let's not do that. If you're an older student, you're going to write how many beats each note gets and the name of the note. If you're a younger student, I'd like to challenge you to try writing the names of the notes. But if that is really hard, it depends on your age, you can just write how many beats it gets, okay? And if writing letters is hard, you can just draw smiley faces or circles for each beat. Okay, so let's start here at the top of our ladder. We have our biggest note. That's why he's at the top. He is the king. He takes up the whole measure. Does anyone know the name of that note? A whole note. Okay, so whole is spelt W-H-O-L-E. Whole note. And it gets 4 beats. We say ka. Okay, now here's the question. Can you think of a note that would go inside of a whole note? If we had 2 of these notes, looks like we're going to have 2 notes that fit inside of a whole note. Whole note gets 4 beats. If we split that into 2 parts, we're looking for a note that has 2 beats. Can you think of a note that has 2 beats? Hopefully you said half note. And if you did, that would be right. Okay, to draw a half note, we're going to start with a circle, and we do not color this circle in. So draw 2 little circles here, almost like heads. And then we draw a line up. Now, actually, I'm going to erase one of mine so I can give you an example. Remember, anytime we're drawing with lines, the lines actually can also go down. You can draw with the line down or with the line up. It's still a half note. What makes it a half note is that it's not colored in. It doesn't matter which way the line is going. In music, we change the direction of the line to make it easier to read. So here we go. Those are half notes. Now, half note is spelled H-A-L-F. These are some weird spelling words. Half. There's a silent L there. Half note. And it gets 2 beats. It's kind of a funny looking too. Sorry. 2 beats. It says ta. Okay, now we can think about this one of 2 ways. Either we can think we need to cut that half note in half. What note would have 2 inside a half note? Or we can think our whole note is now going to get split into 4 pieces. What 4 pieces? Let's do the whole note first. If you're taking a whole note and you're splitting it into 4 pieces, how many beats is each piece going to get? Just 1 beat. Can we think of a note that gets 1 beat? Not a penny, not a nickel, not a dime, a quarter note. Okay, same with the half note. Let's go from the direction of the half note now. If we're taking a half note and we're splitting it in half, a half note gets 2 beats. We split it in half and we get 1 beat. 2 1-beat notes. Okay, so we're looking for quarter notes. So when you draw a quarter note, you're actually going to start with a colored in circle like this. So make yourself 4 colored in circles. And then you draw a line, either going up or going down. But each note only gets one line. Don't draw it going up and down. That'd be a different kind of note we haven't learned about yet. All right. Those are called quarter notes. Here's another weird spelling. Q, U, A, R, T, E, R. That is a quarter note. And each quarter note gets 1 beat. 1 beat. And there's 4 of them inside of a whole note. And there's 2 of them inside of a half note. Okay. Our last splitting for now until we get even fancier in a few weeks. If we take a quarter note and we cut it in half. If we take a piece of paper and we cut it in half. Oh no, that was not in half. Oh no, it's not gonna work. I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to imagine, okay? Let's say we have a cookie. We have a cookie and we cut it in half. What do we get? 2 halves. Okay, we get 1 half over here and 1 half over here. So we're looking for a note that only gets half of a beat. Can you think? What note gets half of a beat? It's a pretty big number for only getting half of a beat. It's not a 7th note. It's not a 9th note. It's an 8th note. Hopefully you said 8th note. Okay, now we have to draw a lot of colored in circles for this. At the bottom of every single line here, you're gonna draw colored in circles. Once you draw those colored in circles, we have 2 ways that we can write them. The first way is by writing each note by itself with a little flag. Here's what it looks like if the line is going up, you make a little flag. And if the line is going down, the flag comes into the note. The other way that we can write them is by attaching them with a line on the top. So instead of having a flag, we draw our lines down and then we attach, or draw our lines up and attach. Now, as I said before, you can attach as many of these as you want. You could just attach all of them if you wanted to. What makes them an 8th note is that they only have 1 line on top. Later, we'll learn about notes that have more than 1 line on top, called 16th notes. 8th notes only have 1 line on the top. And sometimes when you're reading music, even when you're reading music in Speak Music, that line on the top will look thicker than the other lines like this. But that doesn't mean anything. It's still just 1 line on the top. Okay, those are called 8th notes. You can write 8 like that. Since it's easier, let's do that. And they get 1 half of a beat. 1 half of a beat. Or if drawing 1 half like that is really confusing, the other way that you can communicate it is you can draw yourself a little cookie and only color in half. All right, that is a completed sheet. If you want to pause the video here, you can copy it. Okay, moving on. We have completed 16, so go ahead and color that in. We have 1 more Mozart listening day, so let's get that done now. Go ahead and get out your Spotify playlist and listen to your 3 Mozart songs. Really try to remember the names because we have a test coming up where we'll review them. So think, what are the names of the Mozart songs? We have Minuet in G. That one is just piano. We have Rondo alla Turca. That one's just piano, but a bit faster and minor. And then we have Lacrimosa, which has the singing in it. Awesome. Last thing that we're going to do today, so pause the video, go listen, and then come back. Last thing we're going to do today is practice Mary Had a Little Lamb. All right, today, if you're still having trouble, go practice with the video below for Mary Had a Little Lamb. Otherwise, play it on your own, and I'll see you tomorrow.